Angel, you're not entitled to have a home. Angel, in California. Okay? I know you have a miraculous pendant. Okay? So, but then you're not gonna have a house. You're not entitled. Okay? You watch this. Bad news.
As California's border crisis worsens, the politicians in Sacramento are adding fuel to the fire. Now they want to give out taxpayer funds to help illegal immigrants buy their first home. Coming up, we'll tell you about this crazy proposal and what we're doing to fight back. I'm Carl DeMaio, chairman of Reform California, and the liberal politicians in Sacramento have already done everything you could possibly imagine to roll out the red carpet for illegal immigrants and to entice them, induce them, incentivize them to come into this country illegally. In a moment, we're going to share with you the latest bat-blank crazy proposal from California Democrats to dangle yet more of your taxpayer money in front of illegal immigrants to try to encourage them to cross the border illegally. But let's start out first with the latest news from our California border crisis. We know that tens of thousands of illegal immigrants are crossing every day in the California portion of the southern border. They're moving over here to California. They're illegally crossing in California in record numbers because at least in Texas, their red state governor, Governor Greg Abbott, is doing his job. He has deployed the state National Guard to the border, to the front lines to help Border Patrol agents secure the border and protect his communities. But not here in California. We have a sanctuary state. Roll out the red carpets and dangle the goodies in front of illegal immigrants to induce them and incentivize them to break the law. That's why I've always said that Governor Gavin Newsom and California Democrats in the state legislature and local Democrats are the business development heroes, the salespeople of the year, of the decade for the human traffickers, the cartels and the coyotes. Because without all the welfare and various other goodies and benefits and protections that California Democrats offer illegal immigrants, I would say that the coyotes and the cartels would have a pretty hard time making the sale to people down in South America to make this very dangerous trip. Because remember, this is a sale. Human trafficking is an evil enterprise. This is where people down in Central America and other folks that are trying to get into the country, they arrive in Central America to make their trek up. They pay coyotes $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 per person, per pop, to be illegally trafficked across the southern border. That's how this scam works. The cartels aren't doing illegal immigration just for the benefit of it or the charity of it. No, they're making money and they're recruiting their workforce, young girls and young boys recruited into sex trade and drug trade, all courtesy of Gavin Newsom and the California Democrats. Let's lay that at their feet because that's what this is all about, okay? So it's happening here in California because of our crazy policies. The San Diego sector is having quite an issue here because for the last 6 months, San Diego County politicians, the County Board of Supervisors, have put up millions of dollars, somewhere in the neighborhood of $6 to $8 million, for a welcoming center. They've had a welcoming center since October 1st to welcome the migrants. Welcome, come sit down. Here's a cup of water. Here's a little rag, to pat your forehead. And of course, what do they get at the welcome center? They get caseworkers who work the welfare system to help illegal immigrants get taxpayer-funded benefits. The Welcome Center enrolls illegal immigrants into welfare programs, gets them housing, gets them plane tickets to go somewhere else. You even have a San Diego County supervisor, and I actually played this clip in a previous episode of our podcast here, who went on KUSI TV about 3 months ago to talk about how the Welcome Center would provide travel assistance to help people get to their, quote, final destination, final destination. She said final destination in the interview like 7 or 8 times. That's code word for we're helping people illegally traffic throughout the United States. And it's not our responsibility to help them get welfare. It's not our responsibility to give them a free lawyer. It's not our responsibility to book them a plane ticket and drop them off at the damn airport. It is our responsibility to shut the door and not only protect ourselves, but actually help the safeguard the best interests of the migrants, because they shouldn't be making this dangerous journey across that southern border. Anyway, so the Welcome Center closed this week because it was very apparent that the federal government wasn't going to be reimbursing these costs. So politicians just blew in San Diego $6 to $8 million of local taxpayer money that will never come back to us. That's money that could have gone to police officers, could have gone to firefighters, it could have gone to filling potholes. No. It's going to have navigators in the welfare system to help illegal immigrants. I've said it time and time again, our veterans wait for their benefits. They don't get a navigator or a welcome center to help them. Border Patrol is now just dropping hundreds of people off every single day. Every day, hundreds are dropped off at trolley stations and at the airport. Here's a picture taken by Cal Matters. What's so laughable about this is they're required to wear COVID masks. Really? Oh, please put a mask on. We haven't done any vetting of these military-aged men who are coming into the United States. And yet we think we can protect everyone by just saying, here, wear a mask. Some would say they're wearing the mask just to hide their identity. But yeah, you see parking lots like this one, a bunch of illegal immigrants just loitering about after being dropped off, trying to figure out where to go. That Welcome Center not giving them the travel arrangements that they were hoping to get at taxpayer expense. But you would think that the county of San Diego would have learned its lesson by wasting and blowing and burning $6 to $8 million on illegal immigrants. No. Now, these politicians in San Diego County want to have a long-term migrant center and shelter. Next is the search for funding. Oh, I'm sure it's going to come in the form of a massive tax increase on working families. These supervisors are crazy. In fact, one of the Board of Supervisors members, Joel Anderson, pretends to be a Republican. He voted for this crap sandwich. He's behind giving illegal immigrants all these taxpayer funds. He voted along with 3 other Democrats. Only one Republican voted against this crazy proposal, and that's Jim Desmond, and we owe him our gratitude. But they want to create shelters, and they want to recreate the Welcome Center again, all at your expense. Well, what do illegal immigrants get? They get welfare benefits, they get housing, they get travel, all at taxpayer expense. Now in California, the Democrats want to dangle another carrot, another little inducement, and that is free housing. And this comes in the form of helping them buy a house. Mind you, they're here illegally, and what are we doing? We want to have taxpayer money given to them so they can buy a house. They're not even here legally, and yet we're going to help them buy a house. Democrat wingnut left-wing yakadoo Joaquin Arambula, Democrat from the Central Valley, has Assembly Bill 1840. This is already part of a program that I think is crazy, and that is the state of California is giving people money to buy homes. Again, if you want to have more affordable housing, cut the red tape and make California attractive again, the housing investment, so we can actually expand supply. Housing costs are supply-demand, baby. It's basic economics, although we no longer teach economics in our classrooms. It's always critical race theory and personal pronouns. But the California Dream for All Shared Appreciation Loans, it's a program where the politicians give out free money to people to buy a home, and presumably that free money comes back eventually when people get appreciation in the home and they sell it. You may think it's a common sense idea. It's not. You're just raising, by putting more government money into something like college loans. Remember that problem? By putting free money into a system, you're going to create inflation. If you don't improve supply, adding free money into the situation only creates more inflation, which means less affordability for everyone else. Anyway, they can get up to 20% of the purchase price of a house. In other words, the entire down payment in the form of a government giveaway. Oh, they say it's not a giveaway, Carl. They're going to pay it back eventually. Well, when you have a housing market crash, you're going to be able to pay back your 20%? Not likely. And this whole idea of goosing the system with free money is a crash-inducing approach. What do you think is happening, again, with the school student loans, college loans? Anyway, Assembly Bill 1840 would allow illegal immigrants, they call it undocumented immigrants, illegal immigrants would be able to get free money to buy a house in California, even though they're illegal. Insane. And by the way, this program had a whole waiting list of people wanting the free money. So now what does this asshat of an assembly member do? He says, citizens are waiting in line, but let's add some illegal immigrants and put them at the front of the line. Let's allow illegal immigrants to actually get some of this money. This is insane. Absolutely insane. And that's why at Reform California, I encourage you to join our fight to restore some level of sanity in California by flipping seats. We need to elect better people to the Sacramento legislature, the state legislature, in both the state assembly and the state senate. Go online to reformcalifornia.org and chip in a contribution. Help us distribute our voter guide. Help us recruit and train candidates to support them. Help us bring news stories like today's podcast to you. It is so important that I continue to lead this movement at Reform California with your help. If you're not willing to help, it's not going to be done. But I'm willing to fight, and I'm hoping you'll be willing to fight along with us. We need gas in the tank, though, so go on that website, reformcalifornia.org, and chip in a contribution. Also, check out our voter guide. We have 1 week left in the March primary. Check out the voter guide as to who we're endorsing, who won't support things like Assembly Bill 1840. One last story I want to get to today, and that is this absurd proclamation, this apology issued by local politicians in San Francisco. They did this yesterday. Headline: San Francisco issues apology to black citizens for decades of systematic instructional discrimination. Now, mind you, San Francisco has always been run by far-left progressive Democrats. So I guess, are they admitting that they've been racist? Ooh, don't want to get that news out there. They're apologizing for so-called systemic and structural racism, but they're not apologizing for rampant crime that's destroying small businesses and hurting residents. No, they're not apologizing for failing schools that are actually hurting black and brown students disproportionately and all other students. They're not apologizing for ruining the dreams of children by not giving them a good education. They're not apologizing for the high cost of living that's pricing people out of the market. No. They apologize for some woke virtue signaling nonsense, and they continue to inflict harm and pain on the residents on so many other issues. Again, these people are absolutely certifiably insane. And sadly, people don't see this as much up there in San Francisco. I think some people in the state of California are starting to wake up, which is why our Reform California movement is even more important that we continue fighting. Those are the stories today. Until next time, Carl DeMaio, Chairman of Reform California. Help us break through the censorship of the liberal media. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and smash that notification button so you can stay up to date on all the developments in California news and politics. Also, please visit the website, reformcalifornia.org, for ongoing news coverage and to join one of our campaigns in the fight to take back our state. If you can, please sign up as a volunteer or chip in a contribution. This episode of Reform California with Carl DeMaio, paid for by Carl DeMaio for State Assembly 2024.
Angel, so we are not qualified to have a home, okay? So you know what to do. We'll just watch the video, okay? Just watch the video. Unfortunately, we're not qualified. You're not qualified. Okay, bye-bye.